जैसे you know, the name of the new law is Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Next, what was needed? So what was needed was shedding 160-year-old colonial baggage, aligning new criminal law with Indian values and ethos. As you know, the old law was brought in by the during the British rule, so it had a lot of the elements which were needed to ensure that rule stays. This rule has been brought in an independent country for its own citizens. So it is more citizen centric. Number two, it is tackles emerging crimes. There is a definition of terrorism in this. ऑर्गेनाइज क्राइम के लिए इसके अंदर खास प्रावधान रखे गए हैं. साइबर क्राइम पे इसमें बहुत फोकस है. और जो नए तरीके के सोशल और इकोनॉमिक ऑफेंसेस होते हैं उनको ये कवर करता है. नंबर 3, इट मॉडर्नाइजेस आउटडेटेड प्रोविजंस. जो कुछ प्रोविजंस जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट, हाई कोर्ट की जजमेंट से कोर्ट्स ने ये कहा है कि अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल हैं, उनको हटा दिया गया है. कुछ और प्रोविजंस जो सरकार को ऐसा फील होता है कि जिनकी अब ज़रूरत नहीं रही, उनको हटा दिया गया. इसको हम आपको डिटेल में बता देंगे कि कौन से ऐसे प्रोविजंस है. जो 4th पॉइंट है वो काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है, स्पेशली फॉर सिटीजन्स, बिकॉज दिस न्यू लॉ कीप्स द विक्टिम एट द सेंटर. इसमें ये इंश्योर किया गया है कि जो मैक्सिमम फैसिलिटेशन हो वो विक्टिम का हो. इट इज़ विक्टिम सेंट्रिक रादर देन स्टेट सेंट्रिक. ओके, नेक्स्ट. Now these are the BNS contains. ये आप देख सकते हैं. We can move on to the next slide. Next. What are the additions? So one of the addition is abatement outside India for offences in India. कई बार हम देखते हैं कि कुछ क्रिमिनल्स क्राइम करके इंडिया से चले जाते हैं, उनको ट्रायल के लिए यहाँ नहीं ला पाते थे. इसकी वजह से the trial was not getting concluded. Now they can be tried in absentia. जो बाहर भी है उसकी मौजूदगी ज़रूरी नहीं है ट्रायल जारी रखने के लिए, उनकी एब्सेंस में भी ट्रायल किया जा सकता है. नंबर 2, सेक्सुअल इंटरकोर्स बाय एम्प्लॉइंग डिसीटफुल मीन्स. जो शादी का झांसा देके कई बार लोगों के साथ संबंध बना लेते हैं, एंड देन ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ क्राइम्स हैपन. सो देयर इज अ स्पेसिफिक प्रोविजन टू डील विद सच काइंड ऑफ क्राइम्स. Number 3, there was a little deviation on what exactly is the age of child, whether it is 15, 18. Now some consistency has been brought in that everyone who is below the age of 18 has been considered as a child, and women under the age of 18 years is raped by one or more persons अगर, तो उसके लिए strict punishments have been kept. Then there is a provision for hiring, employing or engaging a child to commit an offence. This we see sometimes that young children are employed because the criminals know that they have lesser punishments and they can get away with it. अभी जो उनको employ कर रहा है उनके ऊपर भी action can be taken against in the new law. There have been some instances in parts of India of mob lynching, तो उसको deal करने के लिए a specific offence has been made at 103 Red with subsection 2. Next. Causing death by negligence, organized crime जैसे मैंने आपको बताया that has been defined. Petty organized crime has been defined. Terrorist act has been defined. Acts engaging sovereignty, unity and integrity of India have been defined. Next. Community service को इसके अंदर एक दिया गया है as a form of punishment. अगर किसी कुछ cases के अंदर the judge can award community service as a means of correcting that wrong, so that has been added. Next. Situations where community service can be given. These are the 5 broad cases in which community service के लिए provision रखा गया. You can see these. There's nothing much to explain in this. Next. This is in IPC movable property. The words movable property are intended to include corporeal property of every description except land and things attached to earth. Now movable property जो है उसकी definition को थोड़ा बड़ा किया गया. इसके अंदर intangible assets like patents and copyrights इसको include कर दिया गया. Next. Sections 48, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, apatment outside India for offences in India, this has been made an offence. Next, punishment of abatement if act abated is committed in consequence and where no express provision is made out. मतलब कोई ऐसा act जिसके लिए कोई exact provision नहीं रखा गया है, क्योंकि new kinds of crimes keep on committing, तो ऐसे crime को कैसे deal करना गया है, वो section 49 उनको cover करेगा. That has been kept because criminals keep on devising new ways of committing crime, and the law sometimes has to keep on developing to catch them. Next. This is what I was talking about earlier, sexual intercourse by employing deceitful means. Next. This is an explanation of it. Next. Women under 18 years of age is raped by one or more persons. That has been specifically defined. Next. Hiring, employing of children. Next. Mob lynching. There is a punishment. Can you? Yeah. There is a punishment with death or with imprisonment for life for if an act of mob lynching is committed. और आप ये देख लीजिए, when a group, this definition is important. When a group of 5 or more persons acting in concert commits murder on the grounds of race, caste or community, sex, place of birth, language, personal belief, or any similar ground, each member of such group, every member who participates in it, shall be punished with. Next. Okay, this is not that. Next. Next. Yeah, so these are the 3 more important things which have been brought in. Organized crime is really very important. We see that in large number of crimes which are committed, there is usually a gang leader, and then he forms an organized system कि उसको किस तरीके से crime करना है. In the existing IPC, we were a little handicapped कि how to go about it, though there were provisions like Makoka was there, which we could invoke, but now great help will be provided because now there is a proper definition of organized crime, so we can try all such people under this head. इसके अंदर जो ये एक साथ गाड़ी की चोरी करते हैं, साइबर फ्रॉड्स कमिट करते हैं, इकोनॉमिक ऑफेंसेस कमिट करते हैं, वो सारे इसके अंदर हैं, अभी आगे आएगा वो. You can look at this. Any continuing unlawful activity, including kidnapping, robbery, vehicle theft, extortion, land grabbing, contract killing, economic offense, cyber crimes, trafficking of persons, drugs, weapons or illicit goods or services, human trafficking for prostitution or ransom, by any person or a group of persons acting in concert, singly or jointly, either as a member of an organized crime syndicate or on behalf of such syndicate, by use of violence, threat of violence, intimidation, coercion, or by any other unlawful means to obtain direct or indirect material benefit, including a financial benefit, shall constitute organized crime. So it is a very broad definition. It covers all kinds of crimes जो हम देखते हैं, साइबर क्राइम हो, इकोनॉमिक क्राइम हो, लैंड ग्रैबिंग हो, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किलिंग हो. So this is a very valuable addition which has been made. It will go a long way in controlling crimes. Can we go to the definition of petty organized crime next, please? Next. एक बार पीछे आ जाइए फिर वापस या बैक. ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम का जो छोटा और वर्जन है, दैट इज पेटी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम. अगर बसेस के अंदर चोरों को चलाना या फिर बीचेस में चोरों को चलवाना, ट्रेन्स के अंदर चोरों को चलवाना, ये सारी चीज़ें भी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम का पार्ट आती हैं, बट उसकी डिग्री कम है, इसलिए उसको एक पेटी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम माना गया है. ये है पेटी 112 सेक्शन है, ये कवर करता है पेटी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम को. व्हेनेवर बीइंग अ मेंबर ऑफ अ ग्रुप और गैंग ईदर सिंगली और जॉइंटली कमिट्स एनी एक्ट ऑफ थेफ्ट, स्नैचिंग, चीटिंग, अनऑथराइज्ड सेलिंग ऑफ टिकट्स, unauthorized betting or gambling, selling of public examination question papers, or any other similar act is said to commit petty organized crime. Now you can see legislatures are aware of the kind of crimes which are petty in nature जो होते हैं, और उन सब चीज़ों को उन्होंने इस petty organized crime के अंदर they have included, and they can now be tried like this. Otherwise earlier we used to try them in sections, but they were not exact definite sections for such crimes. Okay, back. There was third point also there. Yeah. Number 3 is very important. Terrorist Act. अभी in the present IPC जो भी चल रही है और we will be using it for some more days, around 45 more days. In that there is no definition of terrorism. So for the definition of terrorism, we had to go to the definition which is there in UAPA, Unlawful Assemblies Prevention Act. उसके अंदर हम जाके terrorism की definition को देखते थे, and then there were different readings of what exactly constitutes a terrorist act. Now, in the present new IPC, this has been included, and you can see this is the definition of a terrorist act. Whoever does any act with the intent to threaten or likely to threaten the unity, integrity, sovereignty, security or economic security of India with the intent to strike terror or likely to strike terror in the people or any section of the people in India or in any foreign country by using bombs, dynamite or any other explosive substance or inflammable substance, so on and so forth, constitutes a terrorist attack, terrorist act. So जो तीन मैं कहूँगा आपको जो अभी तक जहाँ तक हमने स्लाइड्स देखी हैं, जो मेजर तीन टेक अवे हैं वो ये है कि ऑर्गेनाइज क्राइम को डिफाइन किया गया है, उसके लिए खास पनिशमेंट रखी गई है. पेटी ऑर्गेनाइज क्राइम को डिफाइन किया गया, उसके लिए खास रखी गई है. और टेररिस्ट एक्ट को डिफाइन किया गया, उसके लिए एक खास पनिशमेंट रखी गई है. सो फ्रॉम इंटरनल टू एक्सटर्नल, फ्रॉम स्ट्रीट टू नेशन, पूरा उसके अंदर उन्होंने एक तरीके से आपको एक जो कैसे वहाँ पे कुछ भी जो देश की सिटीजन्स को या देश को खतरा आ सकता है, उन चीज़ों को इसके अंदर नए तरीके से डिफाइन किया गया है और क्लियर डिफाइन किया गया है. जी, ओके, नेक्स्ट. These are the punishments. Next. This is important. 304, snatching. It's a very common problem in urban areas. Earlier, we were registering cases of snatching either as theft or sometimes we had to register them as robberies. It used to depend on the way in which that crime had been committed, but now a specific offense has been made of snatching, and all such snatchers can now be tried under this provision. And if they are organizing themselves as a group, then we will try them in the petty organized crime head also. Next. These are the major deletions which have happened. Section 124, which was earlier the section of sedition. Often this was criticized as a colonial legacy. That has been deleted. Section 377, sexual intercourse against the order of nature. There was, I think, a Supreme Court judgment also. That has also been deleted. And adultery, 497. That has also been deleted. Next. Other deletions are these. Punishment for gang rape on women under 16 years of age. Now, as I said, for every person who's less than 18, it has been made, because there was earlier 16 से 18 के बीच में क्या है, that was not very clear. Now it has been cleared. Any form of gang rape under the age of 18 will be tried, and very strict punishments have been kept. Punishment for gang rape on women under 12 years of age, this will now all come in the broad head of under 18. We consider now everyone less than 18 as children. Lurking house pass by night, lurking house break by night. So house break, house trespass, day and night, that division has been removed. It is all considered as one broad crime. Yes, next. So this is the recap. It is gender neutral. New form of punishments have been made. New offenses have been added. And there have been some changes in sections. Thank you. Maybe if there are some questions, we can take them now only, or
we can have that at the end.
Okay.
The second presentation.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. I will be giving a presentation on the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita and brief about the Bharatiya Sakshar Adhiniyam, which was earlier the Union Evidence Act. So I have made my presentation as on the basis of the what the sections or the provisions were earlier in the CRPC. So it would be easier for us to understand what all changes are being made. Next. So as you can see, the basic things that have been changed, I have highlighted it. Earlier in the CRPC, same number of chapters were there, same numbers of chapters were there, but the sections have increased, the number of sections. And one of the major highlights of the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita is that it has tried to incorporate the latest developments that have happened, the technological developments. We will talk about it later in the presentation. Second is that it tries to make the entire process of the criminal justice system, right from registration of the FIR to the delivery of the judgment, time-bound manner. So that also we'll speak about. And then the third important point is that it has tried to make it a citizen-centric. Fourth is that for petty crimes, it has made a provision of summary trials. So that way it will increase the pace at which the trials are conducted so as to reduce the pendency of the cases. Next. So in the chapter 1, which is preliminary, we see that there have been some insertions and the definitions of some of the things have been changed as has been highlighted on the slide. First is that audio, video, electronic evidence, that has been defined there. And other things are highlighted: bail bond, electronic communication. So the definitions have been changed. Just जो जितने भी changes हमारे आज